So tonight, we'd like to introduce acclaimed director of this evening's opening night film entitled Descendant by director Margaret Brown and the film's executive producer, Academy Award winner Amir Questlove Thompson. So without further ado, give Margaret Brown a round of applause, guys. Come on out, Margaret. Come on out, Margaret. Give her a round of applause.
I'm so honored to be here, y'all. Thank you so much. It's so great. I'm from Mobile, Alabama, and it's so great to be here. I think there's some Mobile people here, a few maybe. There are some very special guests who came up from Mobile who worked on the film and are in the film who are here, so stick around afterward. But I wanted to introduce a descendant that you guys all might know. So Amir? Questlove. Woo-hoo! Academy Award winner! Academy Award winner!
How y'all doing? I'm going to keep this very brief because I want you fine folk to see this film. I guess in the last 5 years, I just learned of my lineage from Benin to the Clotilda to Mobile and my connection to Africa Town. And, you know, we're about readjusting history and correcting history, this being our new pivot in 2020 in our personal lives and in our public lives as well. But, you know, I think it's almost better if we bring some special friends out to really nip this in the bud. Are there any special friends of ours that want to say anything?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, here's some friends.
Oh my goodness. Woo! Yeah! Well, you know, it's good to see you all too. I guess surprise. Well, y'all look good. We are proud and honored to be here for a number of different reasons. First of all, it's wonderful to be in a room full of our neighbors and friends and people who share this magnificent island with us, put up with us in our mini cars and motorcades. But we are here today, Barack and I, wearing our hats as, I guess, film producers. That's kind of crazy. Descendants, the movie you're about to see, is a higher ground production, but we're just lifting up a work that you will see is phenomenal. It spoke to us immediately. So we wanted to make sure we were here to show our support of everyone involved. But first, let me begin by thanking Stephanie and Floyd for their leadership and for celebrating 20 years of this amazing film festival. We don't always get to come because we create a commotion, but we hear all about it from everybody who comes, and you guys have done a phenomenal job bringing art, film, storytelling, our stories to life here in this special place. I have to thank the real people behind this film, director Margaret Brown. She is amazing. She's done a phenomenal job. became a part of this community to tell what is a beautiful story. Again, one of my favorite people on the planet, Amir Thompson, Questlove, my brother. Thank him for being involved as a producer on this film. But I also want to thank Essie Chambers, Kyle Martin, and Zara Zolman as well for their work on the film. The reason, Barack, when we screened this, our team saw it at Sundance, and then we looked at it and immediately thought, this is why we're doing Higher Ground. Because what we know about our history is, as Black people, we don't talk about nothing. We can't get anything out of our elders, can we? We don't know anything. Yeah, our mothers don't talk about menopause. Nobody talked about why grandma and grandpa got the divorce. We just don't talk, and there's a lot of psychology around that, but what this film reminds us of is the power that our stories have, and we have to tell that truth. I don't know about you, but it feels like we're losing our elders at an amazing rate. You know, I mean, it seems like every day, it's like, I didn't even know he was sick. And what happened, we are now becoming the elders. So what Descendants reminds us is that we have to tell our stories to our younger folks. We have to be the ones. We cannot follow that tradition of keeping our pain silent, because what this film shows us is that our stories are the power that makes us seen. And I also thought, well, this could be the beginning of a storytelling process, because guess what we have? We have phones that everybody's using. And we need to encourage our young people to reach out to the elders that are existing. And instead of taking photos of your food, or let me say, in addition to taking photos of your food and the latest TikTok, whatever it is, how about talking to grandma or great-grandma, you know, and asking some of those questions, because they'll answer. But I know if you're like Marion Robinson, you think nobody cares about that. And it's like, yes, we do, Mom. We want to know it all. But Descendants reminds us of the power of the stories that we have, and we have to capture them. And in today's technology, we have the means to do it and post it and tell our stories so that we're seen. So that's one of the many, many reasons we are excited to be behind this film. And I just want to give my personal congratulations to everyone, all the Descendants, several of whom are here, and the community, which is still struggling to be seen. And there's still a fight to go on to find support for the people in Africatown. But my next responsibility up here is to introduce someone who's near and dear, very close to me. You may have heard of him. He once held a high office. Now he's a normal person. But more importantly, he's the birthday boy. So, without further ado, I'd like to present to you my husband, the former President of the United States, Barack Obama.
Hello, everybody. Well, it is good to see all of you. Y'all looking good. Everybody's looking good tonight. Well, thank you. Well, you know what? If I was still president, I could stay here for a month. I'd have to fly back tonight. Thank you, Beck. Thank you. So, I want to thank Netflix, who is our partner in all these endeavors. They've got an amazing team. They put faith in this film, and we want to very much express our gratitude for their commitment to telling stories like this. You've already heard the amazing directors and people behind the scenes who helped to make this happen. There are three folks that I want to point out. They're in the audience today, and I believe you're going to have a chance to hear from them later on this evening. Researcher Dr. Kern Jackson, two of the descendants who live in Africatown and will be featured in the film, and we had a chance to talk to them earlier, and they are amazing women. Jocelyn Davis and Vita Tunstall are here in the house, and we are grateful for them coming up from Mobile to share their stories. When we left the White House, Michelle and I talked about the things we want to do post-presidency, and we've got a lot of stuff going on, but one of the things that we learned, both as we were campaigning for office and taking office, was the importance of narratives, the importance of stories, and who tells stories, and what stories are valued, and what stories are discounted. And it's one of the powers of this festival, and the work that the Rances have done is to lift up stories that too often have been lost in the flow of time. Because we believe that everybody's stories matter. Everybody's got a sacred story that motivates us, moves us. It's not just a matter of nostalgia, it powers us into the present and into the future. The film you're going to see tonight, Descendants, captures an important chapter in our history and one that's too often been distorted or forgotten or buried. And it begins more than a century and a half ago. And like so many stories, was passed down, whispered, alluded to, but not lifted up, generation through generation. For the people of Africatown in Alabama, it represented both a story of pain and extraordinary hardship, but also a story of strength and resilience and overcoming. And for others in Alabama, it was a story that was denied and pushed aside. But as the novelist William Faulkner once said, the past is never dead and buried, it isn't even past. And there's something about the truth of history that has a way of resurfacing and coming to the light. And that's what this film really is about. The descendants who are with us here tonight, including Amir, are living proof that the past is not past. Amen. It's not some abstract idea that you just read about in textbooks. It is something that shapes us every day. It is burned into us like our DNA. And those sacred memories and those sacred stories that we share can help not just to teach us about our past and who we are, but can also describe a vision for a better future. And that's why it's worthwhile for us to know them, those stories, and to understand those stories, and to internalize those stories. And as Michelle alluded to, hopefully what a film like this does is trigger your own stories, because everybody out here has a story. And we need to start gathering those together and making sure that their full power is appreciated throughout our culture. So that's why I couldn't be prouder, Michelle and I couldn't be prouder that we're part of this film through Higher Ground. I want to thank the team at Higher Ground who has worked very hard. Let's face it, just like the presidency, I'm basically a prop for a bunch of people. You know, I'm like the front man, and all these other folks are doing all this work. And so we want to thank all of them for their extraordinary contributions. We are honored to stand alongside the people of Africatown. Once you see the film, you'll see that they are still going through struggles and organizing and mobilizing to translate their knowledge of their past into a better future for their children and grandchildren in these communities. And hopefully, because I'm looking out at this audience, and we got a bunch of movers and shakers and influentials, hopefully, after you see this film, you'll want to ally yourselves with the people of Africatown to help create a better future, because it's representative of so many communities around the country that have great strength and great power, but have to overcome a lot of obstacles. The good news is that, as you'll see in this film, their spirit is strong, and I have great confidence in what we can look forward to in the future. All right, so I hope all of you enjoy this film. Have a great time. Michelle and I would stick around, but we've already seen it. Love you guys. Bye-bye.